everybody, this is your mommy speaking, and I think we are due for a Social Conquer update at this point, as the title says. Now, as you can see, the server, at least the IP as I know it, is down. This is, from what I understand, and I took a gazzo of this, they are having host problems and are getting a new host, which explains why there was server lag at the time of me joining shortly before it was brought down. Which, honestly, that is a perfectly fine and great reason to be down, because switching hosts removes server lag. I know how that goes, and while I can't guarantee that they will have a finally running server going next time I'm on in terms of lag, at least they're trying, and that means a lot to anyone who has worked with people who don't try to do things about things. Aside from just simply the server, lobby, whatever being down, since before, I've done a little bit of reading in on the forums, and both the Phyria network and Mindcade / Dungeon Realms specific ones, or Dungeon Realms specific forums. Mindcade, I was not looking through their forums because I doubt that they'd have anything about Dungeon Realms aside from, hey, we're adopting this, which would have been months ago. Not to make a crack on Mindcade, but that is a large gist of what I read, is that Mindcade largely does not care about Dungeon Realms and has been having the coders that were originally assigned to Dungeon Realms assigned to other games. I think one was Wizards at some point or something. I don't remember. The person in charge of getting... Okay, first off, the means of getting the Dungeon Realms code to work with is a moral issue and not necessarily a legal one, though that is under decision currently. Dungeon Realms, the code was released or leaked, quote unquote, depending on who you ask, by someone. I never saw who, so I don't even... that's not even secrecy by me. And Kayaba, the current person working on Social Conquer, picked it up, which is not illegal because you can't copyright and claim code as yours through Minecraft, because, you know, Mojang gets mad. AKA, you don't make anything and nothing is exclusive to you because Minecraft is owned by someone. The Dungeon Realms people owned Dungeon Realms, the title, on their own, like, as in that's what they could own, and now there's being the issue that apparently, from what I've read, the copyright on the name wore off, and so someone, I think it might have been Kayaba, picked up the Dungeon Realms copyright for the name, and that's where the legal issue is coming out of, and that is being worked through. Other than that, it's just a matter, it's more of a moral issue of, is he allowed, or should we as a community be mad about Kayaba stealing the code? And Kayaba, by the way, I believe is a reference to Sword Art Online, the mad dictator of Sword Art Online, quite frankly, the game that he made and ruled over and was portrayed as an evil character, and, you know, not to get too spoilery, becomes kind of the sage of the world, of every world, I should more so say. As I was saying, it's a moral issue as to whether or not we should really accept him stealing the code, quote unquote, even though it's not really stealing. He wasn't the one necessarily stealing, he just got the code from someone who leaked it. But honestly, I'm fine with it because, and this is the opinion, of course it's an opinion question, so it's kind of split. But the opinions that I've heard are more or less that really he shouldn't do that. But the majority say, and I agree with this, that as long as Kayaba is going to help and be effective in maintaining Dungeon Realms, then he is welcome to it. As long as he can keep it up and do good with it. Because Mindcade was trying to sell the Dungeon Realms, just in general, just sell. And apparently their asking price was somewhere around, I saw a range for it, but from the comments and the forum talk, $10,000 wouldn't be enough. They were asking closer to $40,000, which I don't know. I can't imagine a server in a broken state as Dungeon Realms is selling at all, and that's the opinion that Phyria picked up as well. Phyria and Kayaba, or whatever, the Social Conquer people picked up as well, is that you don't sell or buy. Actually, I think that was what was. I don't remember who it was said by, but it was said by someone. It might have been in the Dungeon Realms forums. It's all kind of mixed. Because it's all generally the same ideas. Just like all news stories, it's generally the same ideas with slightly different biases. And I have to commend Uno Wild on being both in both places at once, commenting and talking it out. Whereas Mindcade and the network in general isn't doing anything. Phyria, I saw this discussion, and I'm just airing discussions that I remember and heard. Phyria picked up Dungeon Realms specifically not because they want to tarnish their reputation with having a quote-unquote stolen or a currently kind of hot in general discussion going on about server. They picked it up because they plan on working with Kayaba in general. And if you didn't know, Phyria itself is working on making a mixed MMO between all of the existing Minecraft MMOs, which, when I was looking earlier, I think the Windcraft, the other one that was in contesting Dungeon Realms when it was up, I think that one might be down as well. At least it was on the down and out last time we checked in, or I checked in, because of lag and different things, and it hasn't had that many people every time I've looked at it since. But the Phyria people, they're working on their own MMO, which people were also accusing that it's stalled because of Social Conquer and whatever. And that's never the case. You always have at least someone, and Phyria looks like they have a good team. So, that's just general. The Phyria network is hoping to have Kayaba with his mini-game ideas, because apparently he has some really great mini-game ideas set up that they could be implementing, but they haven't quite yet. And as well as he's working on Dungeon Realms, and they're working on Phyria. So hopefully that'll be a really good server to be on, and I'll be one of the first to be putting out about it, because I kind of have trapped myself in promising Social Conquer right before it's being down and out for a long time, or potentially a long time, an indefinite amount of time at this point, because, you know, legal issues can take months to years to settle out, depending on different factors. And, well, I think that's about it, other than the fact that I'd like to stick with this because of the support that you guys are giving, and do Social Conquer when I can, and maybe do Phyria as well. Though I don't think they're even in alpha yet at this point, so even if I bought the alpha access. I don't think, A, I don't know if they'd allow me to record it, and B, I don't know if I could actually join at this point in time. But yeah, I think that's about all. I'm not, and I'll throw this out there, I'm not looking for Dungeon Realms practice servers, by the way, because of, I don't know, I just don't really want to be running through practice servers and burning myself out a little bit on the game before even starting a real series of it. Or the reboot of the series of it. And other MMOs, I guess, I don't know, I'm not a mini-games person, for recording at least. I like series, and I'm going to stick to series like MMOs and RPGs and that kind of thing, even if it is something like even if it's more first person. I do like the leveling up, etc. aspects. So you won't be seeing me doing MOBA or nothing incredibly short and repetitive and that kind of thing. Just mini games and those. Well, I might play sometimes just when I'm playing with other people, and if it's like, hey, you should record, I'll be like, okay, why not? And that might be how some of that gets up. But in general, I'm not really looking for recording mini games on my own. I want something MMO and RPG-ish. Servers or survival can be fine, though. Recording it, I run out of ideas after a certain point, and it becomes not as much fun. Anyway, I'm rambling on. The update, everything that I said, or I wanted to say about Social Conquer, as I have it Conquest here, and I'm confusing myself even further. Phyria and Dungeon Realms is over, and I will see you all, hopefully, for this Social Conquer, or Dungeon Realms, coding, etc., whatever you want to say, when it's up. Goodbye.